volunteer for this game of Luis again. All right, we're going to be on the same team, okay? And we're going to be facing Yan Wei.
Trail. Oh.
Can you turn it up a little bit, Christian? Thank you. Basically, the idea is one of us can play offense, the other one can play defense. We're trying to capture territory and stop them from doing it. Okay? We have 2 minutes. It's not connecting. There's no connection. Do you want to restart the exhibition? Sorry, everybody, 1 second. There's still no connection. We have a fraps we can show.
No, give it a couple more minutes. Try it one more time. And then show the fraps.
Before we do that, I'll explain a little bit what the goal is. It's a 2 versus 2 player game where the goal is to capture pieces of territory against the other opponents in a certain time limit. And the more territory you capture, the faster you move, the more aggressive you can be. And the winner at the end of the game is whoever was able to outmaneuver their opponents best.
Was that fun?
Absolutely.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So the problem with the team that goes first is they have a level playing ground. They don't know what to expect. They're nervous because they're the first team that's going. And what should all the other teams be doing when the first team goes? Paying attention to what happens. So what did I say to the first team that I'm not going to say to you guys?
Act like you're having fun.
Act like you're having fun. Okay, act like you're having fun. Now, 3 of the team members were actually playing, so we won't blame the audience member that came up and played with you, but you guys act like you guys were having fun. I liked the idea of communicating between the 2 players, but I didn't hear a whole lot of it. You were the only one that was really actively saying, hey, let's do something. And for a game like this, you really want the 2 players to communicate with each other. And when you can create that, when you can create that communication, you've got a good thing. So you guys knew what you were doing. Act like it. Okay? It's about showmanship. It's about presentation. If you only got one shot to do something, then do it. Do it well. I liked the beginning, and I liked the game, but the beginning graphics made me think that the game was going to be of equal level. I don't want to say equal quality, because I think the quality of the graphics were good for both, but they didn't really seem like they fit. You had really high-level quality, retro beginning, and the graphics in the beginning. The only thing that kind of connected the two was the TV static. Okay, but the graphics at the end were like, you could have beefed that up to match the intro, or lower the intro to match the game itself. The game is more important. Match your game. Okay. I like the gameplay. It took me a little while to figure out what was going on, but I figured it out and started to see strategies as I was watching it. I'm sure that as a player it would be a little bit different. The music, I liked the music. I thought it was a good fit with the music. I wish you could have accented some of the things a little bit more, like who was winning. Could you really tell who was winning at any one given time? And if the music could change in some way to really show one side is winning or the other, that would have been really good.
Good, guys. I love retro, and this is kind of like retro stuff.
You're living in the 80s, my friend.
Oh, my. But anyway, it took me a while, the same as Ruth, it took me a while just to understand how to play it. And then as the time I was understanding the whole thing, it was almost over. No, I'm not joking. But it's it was a little big to make those squares. And I didn't know how to help my other teammates to create more. At the time, the other ones are just crossing across mine. They destroy whatever I was trying to build. And can you please tell me what happened in the other one that was kind of stuck in there?
Yes, our latest version won't start up, so we roll back to the previous version. It's bugged.
Yeah, because the music was kind of annoying me in the end. I was like, what's going on? It's going to explode or something. And the background of the TV was one of the things I really love it. But it would be cool, close up, everything's just getting to black or getting to maybe the opening and the ending. As a TV would be great, an old TV, going to one to the point in there. Yeah. And the music must be make it more louder when you are winning or when you are keep in mind Pac-Man when they ended, the music is going down or some kind of that. Thank you.
All right, so who edited the audio? You totally deconstructed that, right?
Yeah.
Good, come here. Come here. That's what I want. So the history of this assignment is, I tried this 2 years ago, and it was an abject failure because the students ignored the music. And the only piece that survived from that assignment was this one. I had given that piece to that class as well, and they ignored the music. And what I was really hoping someone would do with this piece, right, is to take it apart and use it as sound effects, right? And that's what you did, and I can't tell you how happy I am you did that. I'll tell you the story. This guy works at EA now. He was a Utopia guy who's now working at EA. on sound synthesizer stuff, right? Yeah, Roger Powell, yeah. So I know this guy, Roger Powell. He was in Rundgren's band, right? And he's doing this sound synthesizer software for EA now. So I met him at GDC 2 years ago, and the joke was going to be that I was going to give everybody the soundtrack, not tell them that I knew the creator, and then during critiques, I was going to Skype him in. Right? And he would have so loved what you did with his piece. So kudos to you on the music side. Okay, on the gameplay side, I love the retro art style. I like the sort of boxing and movement gameplay. That's got antecedents going all the way back. There's lots of games that sort of do that. I mean, all the way back to Go, for goodness sake, right? I mean, so that's a solid gameplay base to put this on. I think if you were considering to do anything else with this, though, there is this weird thing when you've got multiple PS moves and multiple players on the screen. It is sometimes hard from a spectator's perspective to figure out who's doing what, right? It's a challenge.
So just drawing on Chris's point, and this is for not you but the group, a lot of what I do now is I fix broken projects. And my biggest rant every time is you didn't do anything with the audio. So that's what's brilliant about this project. Because audio is generally free. And what I mean by that is computationally it costs almost nothing. And everybody uses it last. So what I hope you get from this project is you bring your audio designer into the room at the beginning of the game design, not at the end. It's shocking. Outside of, even at EA, which I think by far has the best audio integration in the industry. And if you ever get a chance to go to EA Canada, you should see the audio stages they built. They're just gobsmacking. They spent, because I was in there at EA when we built the mocap studio and the audio stages, that's a $47 million building for audio and mocap. But even there, audio is not part of the game design until it's too late. It's free. It's the only it's the only thing on the console that doesn't cost you graphics time. Everything else hurts your graphics or your interaction time. Audio doesn't, so do more with it. And I think you did an excellent job of it. My only feedback on the audio is I think you leveraged it well. I think you left money on the table, so to speak, that after you did all that work to deconstruct it, you could have done more to integrate to the gameplay.
Like the moments where you did integrate it, it was wonderful. Right? Like you take out that little squeaky snippet and that would indicate something happening in static. Mm-hmm. That was smart.
Yeah, and I think you could have actually amped it up more to just get much more payoff. And the other thing is that on the flip side, when you use audio that well, is don't be afraid to use silence to contrast it, or breaks, right? You think about like when you're listening to the radio and somebody does a break in a song, or they go a cappella for a second, they drop out the audio, right? Because my whole philosophy is tension is contrasts, and there's so much more you. So again, I'm not cutting anything you did. I think keep going, right? That's the big stuff. But just following on, now on the downside, what you guys said to Ruth about paying attention, what didn't you do? You didn't explain the setup of the piece until your hardware failed and you're looking to tap dance. Okay, never assume anybody has any idea what you're showing. Love the visual design, and I also agree with Ruth that the setup may have overpowered the actual experience. But then the idea I want to offer, which is worth what you pay for, is I think co-op is the key to this game. And I think it might, the thing I'd like to see explore is how one person on the team has to meet the start point. Like your end point has to meet the start point of the other player or something. So you force cooperative play. And I think but I think you got a hell of a great piece of work there. I just think terrific.
Thank you very much. Thank you.